spinning, and you're live.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, and can somebody please make a motion to approve the board minutes from April 14th?
So moved.
Judy? And John, okay, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thanks. Now on to the banking financial summaries. Can I have a motion to approve those, please? I'll skip. And John, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. And the last item is the abstract report, expenses for May of 22 through May of 22. Okay, Judy, thank you. And Skip, okay. Any discussion, questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, thank you. We do not have a building maintenance report today. And now we're on to the active items. And the first item is resolution to approve the, the resolution for the Seeker Arbos Lungstrom project.
Which is
Craig, you
basically determined a phase 2 because they're not doing anything mostly in the building.
Right.
So they're not really doing much out exterior, so there really isn't any environmental impact at all. So that's what that resolution basically says from Dan.
Okay, so that is going to be a roll call vote after we get a motion to approve it. Judy, and Skip, okay? All right, any discussion? Okay, so we'll do a roll call. Randy, are you on? Okay, Randy's not on the line anymore. Okay, Judy?
Yes. Aye.
Okay, and Skip? Aye. And I vote yes. I vote aye. So, thank you.
John.
Oh, John, sorry.
Aye.
I was looking at your name on here, so I'm sorry, John. You got skipped, I'm sorry. Okay. And the next item is the resolution regarding financial assistance for Arbos Lungstrom. Can I have a motion to approve that, please? Skip and John.
I would just like to go on the record here officially that I did meet with the town board of Wellsville last night, and they actually understood why we'd be giving them a pilot, so they understand the financial assistance.
They support it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll call this, John?
Aye.
Skip? Aye. Judy?
Aye.
I vote aye. Thank you. And the next item is to set a meeting to consider financial assistance for the Oya Shenanda LLC Independence Project. And we're going to need a mid-cycle meeting so that we can hopefully get this approved and they can get working.
Yeah, we did the
next
public hearing on Monday. There were no comments, but the seeker cannot be finalized until it's been a full 30 days, and it won't be a full 30 days till next week because we didn't have 30 days between the last meeting because of how the months went.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd like to meet if we could in 2 weeks because the Whitesville Town Board is going to approve their host agreement next week. So that'll be approved before we make any decisions.
So that'll probably be the last week in May. Looks like, so that hopefully we'll let everybody know and we can set up.
Does the 25th make sense to you guys? I mean, is that a problem? It will be a short meeting.
Worst case is I call. Yeah, I'm okay as long as it's in the middle of the, it's not early or late in the day.
About the same time, 10 or 11, what makes sense?
That's fine with me.
We'll post it and get it on the agenda. What makes more sense, 10 or 11? It doesn't matter. It can be a short
We'll leave it
meeting.
up to,
I'm letting the group.
Judy and John then, because I got all day from 8 to
What
4.
makes more sense, 10 or 11?
I got county meetings at 1. That's
Okay,
fine.
wanna do 11?
Yeah, that way.
Is that okay with you? All right,
11?
let's
It
shoot
should
for
be a
that.
short meeting. And the only other thing is Oya has also informed, actually our lawyers informed us, we approved the other Oya projects quite a while ago, and one of the tax benefit documentations runs out the end of June, so we'll have to reapprove that. So it's not like reapproving the project, but they only get a certain time to get those tax benefits spent, and they haven't bought anything yet. So that will be the third thing on the agenda.
Okay.
So this is the 26th.
20
11 o'clock.
25th.
25th.
25th,
Wednesday
11
then.
o'clock,
Yeah, Pam will send something out probably. Yeah.
okay?
Okay. All right, and then the last item on this list is resolution to approve the La Bella settlement for the water line work. Have a motion to approve that, please.
I'll do
Judy, and Skip second. Okay, any discussion? And we'll call that vote, so Skip. Aye. Judy,
Aye.
John,
No,
and I vote aye, so that's carried. Okay, thank you. And now on to old business. Craig, you want to just take?
Yeah, I'll go through those. I left
Okay.
those on the agenda, even though we may not have complete updates, so we don't lose them. I hate dropping them off the agenda, then we forget them. The Hume Solar Project, they've reached agreements. They haven't signed the agreement yet. As soon as they sign it, then we're ready to move forward, but they haven't, from what I know, signed the agreement. But they've reached, verbal agreement.
Right.
So, but the lawyers got involved with one small thing at the end and it hasn't quite been signed yet. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And other solar project updates, I know Cuba's going to move forward. We've mentioned Oya. And we have had an initial discussion with the large Northland project up in Alfred, and they're still negotiating a host agreement. So once the host agreement is negotiated, they'll be putting in a financial application to us for the pilot. And they're also the same company that's doing the large 100 megawatt system up in Hume. It's the same company. So, and then lastly, it's not solar, but we always include it with it. The wind project is still moving forward. Dan Spitzer assures me sometime, probably the next board meeting or two, we'll end up having something from the wind company as to how they're going to settle our fee. There's no proposal yet, but they will owe us a fairly substantial fee, and quite often they pay those in installments versus one-time payments. Because it's going to be about a $1.5 million fee.
How long do those installments stretch out? I mean,
2-3 years.
Okay, it's not like 40 years.
No. It's usually it's a
contractor or whatever.
2-3 year thing. I think why they do that is one, cash flow, but more importantly, they want to make sure the project is moving. So, but that's
I just
normal.
didn't want it to go forever.
No, it's normal that they do it a couple years, but it's up to the board whether or not they accept it.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It would be an exception. Okay, any other old business, Craig?
No, the other one's a micro enterprise grant. We are still going to apply for that. The one thing I did want to talk about, the update on the Crossroads engineering study. They are pretty much going to be finished within probably the next week or so, most of the phase 1 stuff. They'll give us a full report. I've sent out the reports they've given us, which is the geotechnical and the delineation of some of the issues on the site. Nothing is going to stop us from developing that site. And Oakley has a copy, and he's going to be working with them as far as the water line expansion. And we'll add the fact of a discussion of both the package plan as well as a sewer line to either Belmont or Friendship, whichever makes the most sense.
Okay, so
We'll have those options.
Since Oakley's here, Oakley, what's going on? So the engineer contacted you?
I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay, well, they definitely, that's got to be part of the report.
Oh, that is, and you'll hear something
and
by
not just the engineer's opinion, but they need to have interaction with Friendship, I think, or else, to me, it'd be worthless.
Just so you know, Clark Patterson has already had pretty significant interaction with them when we talked about the Great Lakes cheese expansion. So
Well, we need to freshen that up.
but they know the system very well, and they've worked with Oakley, so it's really just looking at it one last time.
Okay.
Because we spent some time with Oakley on that.
But if you want to have it done within the next 2 weeks, Oakley's got to have time too. So hopefully they're kind of in contact with them. So, Oakley, can you just let me know when you hear from them?
Mhm.
Do you mind just?
Okay, Andy's
shooting me a
good.
text?
He's the one that came down here before, so.
And what was the name of
Andy.
it? Andy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked to 2 people, but Tom and Andy. And Andy,
Andy, the younger?
the younger one was the one that's now doing the project.
And then Craig, can you just let me know, or can you just tell them, give me your promise you're going to contact them today? Ask
Sure,
them to
I've
do
already
that.
contacted them, but I'll follow up with them to make
Okay,
sure.
just tell them that's very important to me.
No.
And I think to our board that the water is squared away.
Right.
We don't have any surprises, so. I don't wanna assume it's okay. So, all right, thank you.
And the only other thing we put in for the small business care grant, the larger grant for small business, we have to do some more legwork. They've changed their requirements. They want us to actually give us a list of companies that would be interested in the grant, which usually you don't do that till after you get the grant.
Oh, yeah.
So our contact is trying to work with CBDG people at the Department of State on that, but it was kind of weird because why would you give them names of who might get the grant before you have the grant?
Does that eliminate other people from who then hear about it?
No,
afterwards
no, you
from
can still
applying?
switch the people. What they're trying to do is it's getting towards the last year or so of this grant money, and they want to make sure you can spend the money. So I understand conceptually, but it's kind of strange.
Which grant is that?
That's the small business
small-
grant, which is 25,
Okay.
companies 25 and less that have had impact because of COVID.
And that's for how much we going for?
$1 million,
$1 million.
that's the $1 million one, which I still think we can get, but we were hoping to get it approved here in May, but it looks like it won't be till June.
And the maximum that a business can apply for is?
I don't know if there's really gonna be maximum, but
Okay.
typically it's 50 to 60,000.
Okay.
Most of the
Up
other
to
communities
25
have been 50 to
employees, right?
$60,000, yeah.
Up to 25 employees?
Yeah, you do have to obviously work on guaranteeing that you're gonna hire people. So part of it's, but it can be used for everything, including the salaries. So it doesn't have to be for hard capital equipment things. It could be used for salary costs of expansion.
Okay,
So,
all right, thanks.
yep.
Okay, any new business? Anything for the good of the order? Okay, next meeting's June 9th. Can I have a meeting to adjourn, or a motion to adjourn? Skip and John, okay, thanks, we're adjourned.
Now we're actually done. I don't know why it stopped
So
before.
the
It was
May
kind of